Welcome to Truly Scary. Tonight, we step into the places where legends breathe, where a whispered name can summon something ancient, and a mother's grief can echo across centuries. Some stories cling to us because they warn, some because they haunt, and some because they wait. In the dark corners of sleepovers and school bathrooms, children dare each other to speak a name into the mirror 3 times, hoping nothing answers back. But mirrors remember, and sometimes they open. Far from the glass, along riverbanks and moonlit water, another name is carried on the wind. A woman searching for the children she lost. Her cries drifting through the night. Those who hear her weeping rarely forget it, and some never return. Tonight, we follow the threads of 2 of the world's most enduring legends, Bloody Mary and La Llorona, to uncover why they endure, what they reveal, and what still lurks in the shadows between reflection and river. So light your candle, face the mirror, listen for the water, because once their stories begin, they don't let go.
You're walking along a riverbank just after midnight. The moon is low, the water black and slow. You hear something, faint at first, like wind through reeds. Then it comes again, a woman's cry, long, broken, echoing across the water. You freeze, the cry grows louder, closer, and then you hear her words, stretched thin with grief. You turn toward the sound, and standing at the edge of the river is a woman in white. Her hair is wet around her face. Her dress drips with river water. Her eyes are hollow. She looks at you, and she screams.
La Llorona is one of the most enduring legends in the Americas. A ghost story told across Mexico, the Southwest, Central America, and anywhere water runs deep. She is a mother, a murderer, a victim, a warning, a prophecy. Her story is whispered to children, performed in festivals, and feared by those who live near rivers. But behind the ghostly figure in white lies a complex history, one woven from indigenous mythology, colonial trauma, and centuries of oral storytelling. Tonight, we're diving into origins of La Llorona, the Aztec goddess who may have inspired her, the colonial grief that shaped her, the real sightings that keep her legend alive, and why her cry still echoes today.
The story as it's told. The most common version of La Llorona's story goes like this. A beautiful woman falls in love with a wealthy man. They have children, but he grows distant, cold, and eventually leaves her for another woman. In a moment of rage, jealousy, or despair, she drowns her children in a river. When she realizes what she's done, she throws herself into the water. But instead of finding peace, she is cursed. She wanders the waterways forever, crying for the children she lost, and sometimes taking lives of children to replace them. Her cry is a warning, a curse, a lament, but this story is only one version. La Llorona is older Then this tale, much older.
The Aztec Prophecy. Long before the Spanish arrived, the Aztecs told of a goddess named Ciacoatl, the Serpent Woman. She was described as a woman in white, wandering the streets at night, crying for her lost children, foretelling catastrophe. According to the Florentine Codex, she appeared before the fall of Tenochtitlan, wailing, "My children, we must flee far away." Her cries were an omen, a warning of the destruction to come. When the Spanish conquered the Aztec Empire, this figure didn't disappear. She transformed. La Llorona may be the echo of this ancient goddess. The prophecy turned into a ghost.
The colonial wound. After the conquest, the legend evolved again. Some versions say La Llorona was an indigenous woman abandoned by a Spanish lover, a metaphor for the betrayal and devastation of colonization. Others link her to La Malinche, the indigenous woman who served as the translator for Hernán Cortés. She has been portrayed as a traitor, a victim, a mother caught between worlds. La Llorona became a symbol of cultural loss, forced assimilation, the destruction of families, the grief of a conquered people. Her cry is not just personal, it's historical.
The sightings. La Llorona isn't just a story. People claim to see her. Mexico City, Xochimilco canals. Boatmen report a woman in white drifting along the water, crying softly. New Mexico, Santa Fe River. A family in the 1930s saw a tall woman in white walking toward the creek, then vanishing. Texas, San Antonio River. Locals hear her cry on foggy nights, especially near old mission grounds. Colorado, the South Platte River. Some say she appears after storms. Her dress soaked, her hair plastered to her face. The sightings share the same details. A woman in white, near water, crying, searching, dangerous. Whether ghost or metaphor, she feels real to those who encounter her.
The danger. La Llorona is not a passive spirit. In many versions, she lures children to the water, appears to the grieving, follows those who hear her cry, brings misfortune to anyone who sees her. Parents use her story to warn children. Don't go near the river. Don't wander at night. Don't ignore danger. She is a protective myth wrapped in terror.
The symbolism. La Llorona endures because she embodies universal fears. Fear of water, rivers are beautiful and deadly. Fear of loss, her grief is bottomless. Fear of motherhood, the pressure, the expectations, the consequences. Fear of history, she carries centuries of trauma. Fear of the unknown, her cry is a sound you can't forget. She is a ghost of the past and a warning for the future.
You are standing in a dark bathroom. The mirror is the only thing in front of you. Your face is barely visible, just a pale outline in the candlelight. Someone behind you whispers, "Say it." You breathe deeply, you look into your own eyes, and you say it once, twice, a third time. You blink, and the face in the mirror isn't yours anymore. This is Bloody Mary, the woman in the mirror.
Bloody Mary is one of the most famous urban legends in the world. A ritual, a dare, a test of courage whispered at sleepovers. But behind the chanting and the mirror, there's a deeper story. One rooted in folklore, psychology, superstition, and history. Tonight, we're going to explore where the ritual came from, why mirrors are so powerful in folklore, the real woman who may have inspired the legend, the science behind why people see Bloody Mary, and why this ritual has survived for centuries. This isn't just a ghost story, it's a reflection of us.
The ritual. The ritual is simple. A dark room, a mirror, a candle, and a name repeated over and over. Some versions say 3 times, some say 13. Some say you must spin in circles. Some say you must whisper instead of shout. But the outcome is always the same. A woman appears in the mirror. She might be a ghost, a witch, a woman drenched in blood, a mother holding a dead child, or a distorted version of yourself. The ritual is a performance, a shared moment of fear. But it didn't start as a horror game. It started as a prophecy.
The original mirror magic. Long before Bloody Mary was a ghost, she was a fortune-telling ritual. In the 1800s and early 1900s, young women performed a mirror rite on Halloween. Walk upstairs backwards, hold a candle, look into a hand mirror, and hope to see the face of their future husband. But if they saw a skull instead, it meant they would die before marriage. Mirrors were portals, tools for divination. Bloody Mary is the modern evolution of this ritual, a darker version, a warning instead of a promise.
The woman behind the legend. There are several candidates for the real Bloody Mary. Queen Mary I of England, known as Bloody Mary for executing hundreds during her reign. She suffered multiple phantom pregnancies, a detail echoed in versions where Bloody Mary appears holding a dead baby. Mary Worth, a name that appears in many regional versions. Some say she's a witch, sometimes a murdered woman, sometimes a healer accused of dark magic. Mary Wales, a ghostly figure tied to stories of maternal grief, a woman searching for her lost child. The Nameless Woman. In many versions, Bloody Mary is simply a woman who died violently, unjustly or tragically. Her identity erased, her story distorted. The truth is that Bloody Mary isn't one woman, she's an archetype, a reflection of fear, grief, and the unknown.
Why people see her. Psychologists have studied the Bloody Mary ritual, and the results are fascinating and terrifying. When you stare into a mirror in low light, your brain begins to distort your reflection. This is called troxler fading. Your face blurs, warps, darkens, changes shape, becomes unfamiliar. Your brain fills in the gaps with shadows, memories, fears. In other words, you become Bloody Mary. The ritual works because your mind is primed for fear. The mirror becomes a canvas for your subconscious.
The power of the mirror. Mirrors have always been magical. Across cultures, they are believed to reveal spirits, trap souls, reflect the future, distort reality, act as portals. Victorians covered mirrors after a death so the soul wouldn't get trapped. Breaking a mirror meant 7 years of bad luck. Witches used mirrors for scrying, seeing visions. Bloody Mary is the modern expression of ancient mirror superstition. The fear isn't the ghost, it's the reflection.
The social ritual. Bloody Mary is the most performed by preteens and teens, especially girls. Why? Because it's a rite of passage, a way to test bravery, explore identity, bond with friends, confront fear, challenge taboos. It's a safe way to flirt with danger, a controlled environment for the unknown. The ritual isn't just about summoning a ghost, it's about summoning courage.
Why the legend endures. Bloody Mary survives because she embodies fear of the dark, fear of the unknown, fear of womanhood, fear of violence, fear of history, fear of ourselves. She is a ghost, a witch, a queen, a reflection, a warning. She is whatever the summoner fears most. And that's why she never goes away.
You've just walked through the worlds of Bloody Mary and La Llorona, two legends separated by continents, yet bound by grief, fear, and the power of a name spoken in the dark. Maybe these stories survive because they warn us. Maybe because they thrill us. Or maybe because somewhere, someone swears they've seen her in the mirror behind them or along the river at night. As you step away from this episode, remember, mirrors don't always show what's in front of them, and water doesn't always hide what's beneath. Thank you for joining us on Truly Scary. Until next time, keep your lights low, your mirrors covered, and if you hear crying outside your window, don't look.